warn more tests are needed. Next update at the bottom of the hour, but first stay tuned.
Is someone on the run? Plus, who's really responsible? The students, the parents, the teachers? And whatever happened to morality in America? And what about prayer? It's okay after the bloodshed, why not before? And guns. Control them or make them easier to get. Tonight, the investigation, the adults, the guns, from terror in the Rockies. And good evening, live tonight from Littleton, Colorado. I'm Shepard Smith. Over the next hour, everything about this shooting. In addition, we're going to be taking your phone calls at 1-888-TEL-FOX. Plenty of people say there's lots of blame to pass around. Where do you put it, primarily? With the two students, with guns, with parents, with teachers? What's the word? We'll hear from you in the next hour, but first, let's get an update from Fox News correspondent Carol McKinley.
Sorrow as heavy as the snow on a hill overlooking Columbine High School, where just 5 days ago, 2 gunmen walked these fields, entered the front doors, killed 13 people, then took 2 bullets themselves.
Official use from 71, several shots fired, Columbine High School. Use caution.
Fox News has learned since that Tuesday, law enforcement found a propane bomb on Eric Harris' Honda, Molotov cocktails in Dylan Klebold's BMW, and pipe bombs with a backpack in a blue Datsun. No word on who that Datsun belonged to. Also, the large propane bomb found in the cafeteria had a faulty trigger. If it would have gone off, law enforcement officers say it would have blown the roof off of the library and would have killed more people than died in the Oklahoma City bombing. Investigators have revealed startling contents of a handwritten diary found in one of the suspects' homes. It has a timeline indicating this rampage was planned a year ago, with April 20th, the target date.
It was Hitler's birthday.
Also found inside one of the homes was a detailed map of Columbine High.
They've had this map for quite a period of time and had made notations on the map like these lights are bad over here, good place to hide here, you know, numbers of students in cafeteria, seems 11 o'clock, the highest amount. They were going for a big kill.
Investigators believe an alarming email delivered to them with a warning about more killing could be a hoax. But the amount of firearms used last Tuesday were too real, and that leads them to believe Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris did not act alone. The answer could lie in a video surveillance tape taken in the cafeteria during all the chaos. That tape is at the FBI Quantico's engineering research facility. They're trying to enhance the grainy images to see if students' faces had panic or whether they were calm during the horror. And they're trying to see if anyone was caught doing anything on the tape which looked suspicious. Investigators are still interviewing students who may have seen an extra suspect.
He's really about right here.
I see.
And the person that was downstairs, which I think is Dylan, he came around this way. And it wouldn't have been possible for only 2 kids to cover a school that size.
Also, we have reports from outside the school that possibly grenades are being thrown on the roof of the school.
There's still a watch on Columbine High School as investigators continue to bring evidence from inside. They'll take a much-needed break to be with their families Sunday, and there's a memorial service with Vice President Al Gore. Security for that will be heightened. Investigators are ready for anything, but they hope the horror ended with Harris and Klebold's last bullets. In Littleton, Colorado, Carol McKinley, Fox News.
All right, Carol, thanks very much. Well, the internet playing a big part in all of this, from the investigative angle all the way down to the suspects' websites. Joining me now is Norm Clark from the Denver's Rocky Mountain News, an organization that has clearly been out in front on this investigation. Today, though, you ended up with an email which appeared to be, at least initially, from one of these suspects, and as it turned out, it wasn't. The police are saying it wasn't. Is it your belief now that this email might have been from someone else who was a part of it, or was it just a hoax?
Well, the police discounted it today. We did not get it in email form. I got it from a source close to police investigators, and we considered it a significant lead, but we weren't going to run it until we got the police to react to it. And right now, I think the status is we're still digging.
Yeah, okay, and they are too.
Exactly. I think they had to treat it seriously.
What about this kid's website? I mean, we've all seen it. It's been out there for a long time, over a year. It seems as if, at least, he gave us a real heads up on what was about to happen.
Well, I don't think there's any question that people are asking the question, why wasn't more done? I don't know if we know the answer. I mean, we saw a lot of other things that the police knew about these kids that wasn't done, and I think that those are matters that are going to be a part of the whole picture.
Yeah, your newspaper has reported repeatedly that a father of a child who goes to that school had written to police officers and said, look, I'm worried about this kid, Eric Harris. You ought to see this website. Please look into this and get back to me. Made 3 or 4 phone calls. Police never called back. Now the cops say that call may never have been made. What's the word there?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't have the specifics of that case, but I think what we're looking at is, from out of this, I think we're going to see a lot of procedures tightened. And I'm not talking about Colorado, but I think throughout the nation.
Procedures tightened in the way of school
in the way
security?
of troubled students, potentially troubled students. And I think the schools are going to have to tighten things up, and the whole idea is going to be to avoid this type of thing.
The police are telling us repeatedly that they do believe now that the kids most likely had some help. They won't talk about specifics of a third gunman, though there are plenty of reports of that from students. They're talking more about those who might have helped them transport materials in and out of the building. Our sources seem to lean toward, yeah, they had some help. What about yours?
I would be very surprised if there aren't 3 or 4 accomplices involved. And I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see that emerge.
Couple of weeks. You think it'll take that long? And if so, is there a sense within the community that there might be some danger because some people are still out there?
Well, I'm sure that they're working very hard to try to get to the core of that issue. I think that the people that were going to be involved probably would have been interrogated by now, and I think they've been through that process. I think they're probably moving very slowly, trying to get everyone involved, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Norm Clark of the Denver Rocky Mountain News, thanks a lot for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Coming up next, a fire chief who was one of those first on the scene as all of this happened. In hindsight, what could have been done differently? In addition, we'll be taking your phone calls at 1-888-TEL-FOX. A special 2-hour edition tonight, live from Littleton, Colorado. Stay tuned.
Laura, here comes Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Mom. It was great to visit Mom and Dad. They were so happy to see us.
And our first USA Platinum MasterCard helped us get there.
Call now to get your first USA Platinum MasterCard. You'll get a low introductory 3.9% APR on purchases and balance transfers, a low 9.99% fixed APR after that, and a high credit line.
Making the trip was a lot easier using our card. We bought our airline tickets over the internet.
And we got free insurance when we rented our car.
That saved us money.
And now you could save hundreds of dollars on new purchases and purchases you've already made when you transfer balances. Pay off high-interest cards and save with your low introductory 3.9% APR.
It's nice having just one bill to pay. It really saves us time.
And our high credit line helps us do the things we need and want to do, like our trip to Mom and Dad.
Call now for your Platinum card with an introductory 3.9% APR, a 9.99% APR after that, and no annual fee.
Laura had a big surprise for Mom. She learned to play a special song on the piano.
We even use our MasterCard to pay for her lessons.
And to make the trip extra special, we bought her a new dress.
We get a lot from our card.
It's true. Remember when somebody broke this lamp? Purchase Assurance replaced it for us at no cost.
Call now and you can also get a free travel bag and amenity kit with your first purchase or balance transfer. The first USA Platinum MasterCard. You'll use it every day and for priceless occasions too.
Call 1-800-581-6840 for a fixed introductory 3.9% fixed APR on purchases and balance transfers, a 9.99% APR after that, and your free travel bag and amenity kit with your first USA Platinum MasterCard. Call 1-800-581-6840 now.
Sunday, the shootings in Littleton. A shattered community tries to put the pieces together. And the continuing crisis in Kosovo. Count on the Fox News team for the latest here at home and around the world. Powerful prime time, Sunday. Only on the Fox News channel. The situation in Kosovo. Bombs continue to drop. Destruction intensifies. Hundreds of thousands forced out to hunger. loss of family, loss of home. The plight of the people of Kosovo. Continuing coverage only on the Fox News Channel.
Terror in the Rockies live tonight from Littleton, Colorado, and with me now is the fire chief from the Littleton Fire Department, Bill Pessimer. Chief, thanks for coming in tonight. As you look back, hindsight's always 20/20. Got on the scene, did the best you could, had to go.
Yeah, very well. From the fire and EMS perspective, our operations went very well. Of course, initially when we were getting sketchy information about what was really going on and calling in a large number of units and personnel, it was a little bit chaotic, but we got the scene very well organized and very well coordinated very quickly. And of course, the end result was we transported 22 of the victims of the shooting, 6 of whom were in critical condition, and 3 of whom were actually rescued by 3 of our paramedics at I believe at the south side of the building, while the shooters were firing out the second floor window, and the police were returning fire, basically giving them cover fire to get those 3 kids out.
Wild scene. You know, as we listen to what is a very vocal talk radio atmosphere here in the Denver area, there is a great deal of criticism for, mainly for the SWAT team, but for all involved, for what seems to be a perception of slow response. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't think that's really true. You know, I can understand people's perception of that, but, you know, I've been 20 years in the fire service now, and I've been involved in a few other, thankfully, just a few other SWAT operations, and it's my understanding that the SWAT team was able to get into the building within about 15 minutes, and that's pretty quick for a SWAT operation. In fact, they had some Denver SWAT team members and some Jefferson County SWAT team members that put themselves together into one team and went into the building. So from my perspective, having worked at the command post with the Jefferson County Sheriff since the commander, I think they did a really good job with a very, very difficult situation.
You've been through a lot. Hopefully other communities will never have to experience anything like this, but often we can learn a lot about training from environments like this. What kind of training was necessary that wasn't there?
Well, I think that there's maybe 2 things that we're going to have to look at for the future.
And this is for communities across the country.
Across the country, every community should look at, is that we tend to train extensively in our fire and emergency medical service operations and with other fire service organizations. But we don't train all that often with other police agencies, and I think we need to do a lot more of that in the future so that we can handle this kind of an operation a little bit better in the future. I think another thing we're looking at is that we're taking a very serious look, or we're going to be taking a very serious look at the kind of training that we provide for our paramedics, for example. It may be that because of the way society is now and because of the way the world is now, that we may have to look at training our firefighters more as battlefield medics, our firefighter paramedics, where before we've always tried to keep very separate and away from that kind of thing. We may have to do something like that, either that or train police officers to be paramedics so that we can handle this kind of thing maybe a little bit better in the future.
Running low on time, but over the past day or so, a lot of copycats across this country. What do we do about that?
Well, you know, I'm not really sure. I heard one person say that this is a societal problem, and I think I tend to agree with that. It's very difficult to point the finger at any one thing. But from my perspective, I think that we need to teach kids more in terms of values and character, respect and responsibility and that kind of thing, as parents, as teachers, and just as a community.
Chief Bill Pessimer, thanks a lot for coming in tonight.
You bet.
Really appreciate it. When we come back on the other side of a commercial break, we'll speak with the family member of one boy who did not make it out of the building alive. We'll take your phone calls as well. And then we'll begin a debate. What about the family and parents? Who needs to work harder to stop this in the future? Live tonight from Littleton, Colorado on Fox News Channel.
Don't try this with an ordinary pen. Introducing the revolutionary Penally Fountain Pen. This amazing pen features a unique iridium tip nib, specially crafted and constructed with Swiss precision engineering. It's hard, it's durable, it's virtually indestructible. No more blobbing because it comes with an ink flow control valve which ensures smooth and free-flowing action. You can choose to use the removable pump or the disposable cartridge. Because it's pressure sensitive, it adjusts to your own writing style. Thick line or thin line, left or right-handed. And unlike ordinary fountain pens, Penally writes in all directions just like a ball pen. Penally guarantees excellent performance first time, every time. And how much do you have to pay? $100? $50? No, it's yours for just $19.95. Plus, if you take advantage of this special offer, you'll also get 5 matching Penally pens absolutely free.
You'll get this executive ball pen with a pocket-style refill system absolutely free. This roller ball pen writes practically on any surface, even upside down, also free. When you need more colors, this Combi tricolor pen writes blue, twist for green, and again for red, and it's also free. And this slim yet stylish ladies pen that fits perfectly in all handbags, also free. And this beautifully crafted mechanical pencil that writes and draws smoothly, also free. These are yours free with your Penali fountain pen, all exclusively designed in Italy and manufactured with patented Swiss technology using stainless steel construction. These pens take standard refills and come in individual gift boxes. This amazing collection is worth $110, but now it's yours for just $19.95. Be among the first 100 callers and you'll get this specially designed checkbook pen absolutely free. But wait, there's more. Call within the next 10 minutes and you'll get this 65-piece refill pack free, plus a lifetime replacement warranty for the Penali collection.
To order your Penali pen, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen now, or send a check or money order to the address listed.
Hey! No, down here. Instead of running out for stamps, shouldn't you be running your business? Imagine a simpler way. Get the Personal Post postage meter from Pitney Bowes. Send mail without ever going out for stamps. Just weigh, punch in the postage, and voila. Professionally metered mail and no wasted postage. You can also add a personal message to get your mail noticed. And postage refills by phone in 30 seconds, day or night. Now listen up, because here's what you'll get. Besides a lot more time.
You'll get the postage meter and money-saving electronic scale.
So there's no wasted postage.
For a 90-day free trial.
Free is good.
You'll also get the Mail Marketer software.
Create really nifty direct mail to help your business grow.
Call now for your 90-day free trial, and you'll also get our Mail Marketer software absolutely free.
Now watch your business grow. Hey, I look good in red. The Personal Post postage meter from Pitney Bowes. Who else?
The first of many funerals this afternoon in Littleton, Colorado, as a community stands ready to bury 15 people. An awful time in this town, and one man who knows the pain as well as any other is Michael Shoels, whose son never made it out of the building. I can't imagine your pain. I know how difficult it's been. Your son will be put to rest on Thursday, and in the meantime, what do parents across this nation need to know?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it short and brief. Our parents of the United States, or should I say America, or the world even, this thing is universal. And for those who are teaching your children that hate, they need to stop it, because it's ruining our nation. You know, it's ruining our planet. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the big picture of the thing. You know, my son's tragedy was just a small part of this big picture. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about hate and period. You know, every time something happens, you know, as far as, you know, the races, the hate, they want to put it in a certain sector. This happened right here. That's, you know, this is isolated here. This is isolated here. And this is like, it's not none of that anymore. See, we need to stop sugarcoating this thing. You understand what I'm saying? We need to go on and buckle up and start teaching our children. You see what I'm saying? Because if those children there that had, you know, that did all of this destruction, if they would have been taught morally, there's no way that they would have had that much hate in their heart.
So part of the blame for this, in your mind, goes to the parents?
Yes, most definitely. Because what I'm saying is, how do a parent, you understand what I'm saying? How do a parent not know that you have an arsenal in your garage?
Yeah, the police chief or the sheriff asking the exact same question.
You understand what I'm saying?
Was out and about in the house. And you know, one thing that we have noticed is on Eric Harris's website,
yeah,
there are some racial remarks in there. He uses the N-word a couple of times.
Yeah.
In addition to that, he comes back and says that he hates people who are racist. So his messages are mixed.
Yes. No, his messages weren't mixed. What it is, he was confusing. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't taught. I mean, the young man probably was disturbed. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you know, if you plant a seed in the ground and don't cultivate it, then what is going to happen to it? it's going to either wither up and die, or, you know, it's going to grow up and be like a weed. When you plant a seed, you got to cultivate that seed. And that's how we have to start doing our children today.
And our children in this town, at least, are now learning some lessons that it would have been nice that no one ever had to learn, but they are.
Oh, yes. Oh,
they
yes.
seem to be coming together very well, and they haven't yet begun to get angry.
Yes.
That's coming.
Oh,
How do we
yeah.
channel that?
Oh, it's not, we don't have to channel that. I mean, what we need to do is start teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Is part of that the school's responsibility to teach that?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, of course, all of that is the school's responsibility. But what I'm saying is, we need to stop letting these institutions raise our children. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop letting these televisions be the babysitters. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop letting our children just stray off and go do what they want to do. You see, there's no morals in our home today, you know. We need to take our parental rights back. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
We need to start teaching our children the way.
I want to bring in a guest as well, Dr. William Maloney, who's the Commissioner of Education in the state of Colorado. Commissioner, how much of the responsibility for this sort of instruction belongs in the classroom?
I think a great deal of it. I've been watching high schools for 44 years as a student, a teacher, a principal, and as a local and state official. And aside from academic decline, the major theme of this period has been the retreat of adult authority and the decline of precisely the kind of moral instruction that Mr. Shoels so wisely brings to our attention. We have abdicated our authority in an important way. Schools have always been about the moral formation of the young. Somehow we forgot that. We decided that wasn't important, or that it might not be politically correct to do that. We're paying a terrible price. Let us hope that we'll learn from that.
Mr. Shoels, should morality be taught within the schools?
Morality, I mean, you know, I understand that they say everybody should have their freedom, you know, freedom of the way they should, you know, to believe and to agree. But I tell you what, look like when we took the prayer out of church, out of schools, I'm sorry. When we took the prayer out of schools, I think we made a big mistake, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's going to be a topic of conversation.
Yeah, I think we made a big mistake. Anytime they can, you know, they have prayer everywhere else, why we want to take it out of schools where our children, you know, where our children is the ones that need to hear the things that, you know, need to hear the things that the Word had to say.
Understood. Commissioner, it's quite interesting here on this particular campus. In the days following this tragedy, students have come and erected crosses and stood in circles and sang and prayed and done it all. Something that's not permitted before the carnage is afterward. Is that proper?
How ironic that the healing process begins with something that many people would question the legality of. This tells us that the heart and the minds of our people are in a different place than has been our policy making of the last generation or so. When surveys clearly show that more than half of the public would turn away from public education if they had the money, this is a powerful message that we ignore at our peril. I think we have to step back and hear this important message and draw the right conclusions.
Michael Shoels, were your son alive, had he come out of that building, what would his message be today?
What I'm saying right now, matter of fact, he would be sitting here. That's how strong he was. I mean, he was a very rounded young man. I mean, if you know Isaiah, you know Isaiah. Everybody loved him. When he walked in a room, he lit it up. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was feeling down, he was right there for them, you know? And so I could sympathize with the parents that lost their kids. And, you know, and I hate that. But these children that did it, I feel very sorry for them because it didn't have to be that way. Those children was taught that hate. You know what I'm saying? You don't pick up on that hate just by picking it up. That hate was cultivated.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. Michael Shoels, terrific to have you in.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you and your family.
All right.
All right. Thanks so much. William Maloney will be staying with us. On the other side of a commercial break, we'll go to the Fox News desk to get the headlines from across the nation. Then back live in Littleton, Colorado, and our discussion is, who is responsible? Parents, teachers, the kids, the guns. Your calls in our discussion. Stay tuned.
I don't know about you, but I often stop and wonder, what if? Like, what if I didn't make it to the World Championship in 1983? Or what if I didn't break my leg in front of millions of fans a few years later? My thoughts used to center on my game.
Then, like you, I had a family and discovered what worrying was really about. What if something happened to you? How would your family get by? Could they pay the mortgage and your other bills? Would the kids' education suffer? Many folks don't have enough life insurance, and if you're counting on what you have at work, consider this. Half of all workers lose their coverage when they retire. And the older you are when you try to replace it, the more difficult and expensive it can be, even if you're in the best of health.
Fortunately, there's Life Choice, a new offer from Conseco Direct, the new name for Colonial Penn Life. It provides up to $25,000 in affordable whole life insurance protection.
At some of the most reasonable rates you'll find anywhere. You'd think it would be tough to get protection like this, but it's easy. All you do is answer 3 simple health questions. No medical exam is required, and once accepted, your coverage cannot be canceled. This is not a term life insurance plan that offers you coverage for a set number of years and then stops. This is permanent whole life insurance. It fully protects from day one. There's no waiting period. And your benefit amount, as much as $25,000, is guaranteed not to decrease, ever. What's more, your premium is guaranteed never to increase. Plus, the plan builds cash value you can borrow against for any reason.
If you're between 45 and 75, you can take advantage of this exciting offer from Conseco Direct Life.
Start by picking up the phone to ask for more information. No agent will come to your door, and your free information will be sent to you by mail without obligation. So call now.
Call 1-800-435-6006 to receive free information in the mail. Dial 1-800-435-6006. The call is free, and so is this handy guide to retirement planning. Call now. 1-800-435-6006. There's no risk or obligation. That's 1-800-435-6006.
The conflict in Kosovo. Last 19 months, 27 dead, 66 wounded. The real question is, why? Join us for a special 1-hour edition of Beyond the News.
Fox News Now, I'm Molly Falconer. There are new developments in the investigation into the massacre at Columbine High. Police may have more insight into the killer's plans. Our Mike Emanuel has more.
The Columbine High School massacre gunmen started planning their attack a year ago. That word from Sheriff John Stone, who revealed investigators found a handwritten diary written by one of the gunmen. Also in that diary, investigators found out that they planned the Tuesday attack to coincide with Adolf Hitler's birthday. They also found out that they were building bombs and gathering weapons for quite some time. They also mapped out hiding places and lighting conditions throughout their high school and studied lunchroom traffic to see when it was busiest. The sheriff says, quote, they were going for a big kill. Also on Saturday, friends and family said their goodbyes to Rachel Scott. She is the first of the Columbine High School massacre victims to be laid to rest. It was a very touching ceremony, full of tears, full of emotion, as these people said goodbye. On Sunday, investigators will take the day off. Vice President Al Gore and wife Tipper will be here for a major memorial service. In Littleton, Colorado, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
The all-clear siren has been sounded in Belgrade, signaling the end to another night of bombings. The strikes knocked out Serb TV for the second time. Yugoslavia's third largest city, Niš, was the only urban area hit because of cloud coverage. Mexican police saved a thief from an angry lynch mob. Folks from a small community in southeastern Mexico tried to lynch the thief after they caught him looting a video store. The cops finally took the terrified thief to jail. We'll have another update for you at the top of the hour. Stay tuned now for our Fox News special, Terror in the Rockies.
And welcome back to Littleton, Colorado, and the scene of the crime. I'm Shepard Smith. Tonight, our next 40 minutes will be devoted to one topic, and that is, what about the schools? What about morality and prayer? And what do we need to do to try and keep this from happening again? We could put it under the blame umbrella, and at the top of that would certainly be the two kids who are now no longer with us, who committed suicide following going on a bloody rampage in their own school. Who's to blame? They are, and whoever else the police come up with and get convicted, if in fact they do. That's clear in the first place. But what about the rest of it? And what can we as a society do to try and keep this from happening again? 4 guests joining us tonight, beginning once again with Dr. William Maloney, the Commissioner for Education in Colorado. He is in our Denver newsroom. In Virginia tonight, Bishop Earl Jackson, the National President for the Good Samaritan Project. In our New York newsroom, Michael Myers, who is the New York Civil Rights Coalition, and in our Washington, D.C. newsroom, John Mitchell, the Deputy Director of the American Federation of Teachers. Thank you all for being here. And Commissioner Maloney, might as well begin with you. Our schools have a very important role in shaping and molding the lives of our future leaders. It's one thing to give them the 3 R's. The suggestion here is your school, this one right here, is outstanding in that respect. But what else can we do? Do we need to get more morality into the schools? We've talked about that. And what about the issue of prayer?
We absolutely do. We talk a great deal about issue of academic illiteracy, but we need to recognize that there is such a thing as moral illiteracy as well. And if we are honest with ourselves, we have to admit that we have badly dropped the ball in recent times. And I'm going back at least a generation. Our schools, good schools anywhere in the world, anywhere in history, past, present, or future, have revolved around the moral formation of the young. For reasons that are well known to you, we have retreated from that role. Many voices, however well-intentioned, have said that somehow that role is inappropriate to schools, and we're paying a terrible price for that. And that is why so many of our people and our parents, who are often wrongly blamed for what happens in our schools, have become alienated from those schools and have told us clearly in survey after survey that what they want are schools that have safety and values as the centerpiece of their organization. We have to turn around.
Sorry for the interruption. Bishop Jackson, on a hill, which is the highest point around as we look around this school, students have erected a cross, and each day in the snow and the rain, the students have gone to the top of that hill to do something they can't do inside the building, where they learn to read, write, and add things up. Is it time for America to rethink that policy?
It certainly is, and of course it's heartbreaking to see that it takes this kind of event to call the nation's attention to the fact that we have tried in every instance to drive God out of the program, out of the schools, to drive morality out, because we see morality as tied to God, and somehow we have this misguided notion that this is detrimental to children, and that we do much better to say, well, all ideas are equally valid and all points of view should be equally respected. It is time for us to have a revolution. It's time for us perhaps to go back to the debate about prayer in schools, time for us to go back to character formation in schools, and to get away from this moral relativism and this political correctness, I think, that has unfortunately led to where we are now.
Michael Myers, the country began with separation of church and state. If we allow that, are we treading on thin ice?
Well, excuse me for being a heretic. This is a lot of nonsense. We exploit tragedy, and then we bring in political agendas and religious agendas into people's pain and tragedy. It is nonsense to say that prayer has been taken out of the public schools. Prayer has not been taken out of the public schools. Students, children may very well pray in school, but they pray on their own. They may say grace before their meal. They may make a silent prayer before examination. Lots of students do pray in school. What has been taken out of the public school is the official prayer, the teacher telling the children how to pray, the government, the authority in effect saying, what you should know and learn about God.
Michael Myers, we're going to let you finish your thought on the other side of a commercial break. We'll start the debate, and we'll take your phone calls at 1-888-TEL-FOX. Stay tuned.